If there's one thing we know about Mother Nature, it's that she's going to send humanity some pretty devastating natural disasters. From hurricanes to floods, tornadoes to tsunamis, there are so many ways that nature can wreak havoc on the places we call home. But there are a few people out there who aren't so easy to back down from the forces of nature. Welcome back to Top 10 Places. In today's video, we're counting down 10 of the most incredible homes that were built to survive all of nature's fury. From homes that seem to float off the ground to bunkers built deep underground, these homes are about as impervious as they come. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10. Ophir, New Zealand. Starting us off is Ophir, a contemporary home for a family in New Zealand who previously lost their home to an earthquake. Searching for a new place to live and likely inspired by the idea of not losing their home to another natural disaster, the family worked with architects creative to build their new home, called Ophir. The home was built using timber, concrete, and raw steel, ensuring that no such tragedy happens again. The concrete walls of this house extend outward at the edges, firmly anchoring the house to the surrounding mountainous landscape. Ophir's main living floor is on the building's upper level, featuring black zinc sheathing to further protect the concrete walls within. The lower level, on the other hand, is dedicated to entertaining guests and is clad in stunning cedar wood. As a house without shame, Ophir honestly exposes its structural system, which is its steel framing. The home also serves a few practical purposes in addition to being disaster-proof. The architects oriented the house to facilitate maximum cross-ventilation and solar energy collection. Ophir also features western, eastern, and northern terraces to provide protection from winds. By and large, this stunning nature-proof home makes a calm, secure, permanent home for the family. Number 9. Dome Home, Russia. Not only are dome homes visually brilliant to look at, but they also exceed FEMA's standards for offering near-complete protection from the wrath of nature. This is thanks to their semi-spherical form, which accommodates even load distributing. This in turn makes for a durable home that's able to withstand pretty much anything. The Sky Dome home in Russia is a beautiful example. This curved roof home is twice as strong, twice as light, and twice as energy efficient as a regular home, a triple treat. This home was built using 95% natural, durable materials and is capable of taking up to 700 kilograms of snow per square meter. The exterior cladding material is made of solid pine wood, which has been treated for protection against mold, pests, and fire. What's more, the zero internal load-bearing walls means that whoever lives in this house gets to customize the interior planning in every sense of the word. Imagine living in a home where any room could be literally anything. As for the protection factor, the dome home is capable of withstanding earthquakes with a magnitude of 7 on the Richter scale. For the uninitiated, the Richter scale is used to measure the power of earthquakes, and while it has no upper limit, the largest quakes recorded magnitudes as high as 8.8. Again, the dome can withstand 7 magnitude earthquakes. Number 8. The Tornado-Proof Home. Though this house hasn't actually been built yet, it's still worth mentioning on this list. This is one of the coolest disaster-proof home concepts out there, and was originally devised by 10 Design, a successful design firm. The tornado-proof house has the mentality of a turtle. Just like the slow-moving animal retreats into its shell at the prospect of danger, the tornado-proof house digs itself into the ground when it detects fast-moving winds. If that sounds unbelievable, it's because it is. While the house isn't drilling a brand new hole into the ground every time the wind picks up, it instead sinks into a space in the ground that's already there. Hydraulic levers would move the house up and down in a similar fashion to an elevator, making the transition from above ground to below a smooth one. As soon as the tornado house senses high-velocity winds, it is set in motion and lowers into the ground in a matter of seconds. Number 7. The Tiny Orange House. The name is a bit of a giveaway here, but the tiny orange house might not be exactly what you'd expect. From the vagabond designers comes the tiny orange house, a beautiful minimalist house that makes for a comfortable, space-efficient home to live in. But there's a twist, of course. The tiny orange house is not on any city grid. Instead, it operates using its own off-grid everything. And we do mean everything. It has a solar panel system, its own water supply, electricity supply, wood-burning stove, and more. Everything that you need from a home, the tiny orange house has, just off the grid. Not only does this home come off-grid ready, but it's also made using natural, healthy materials. Its outer panels are glued together using EcoBond, an environmentally friendly adhesive that keeps the structure together even in treacherous weather conditions. And of course, there's the house's color, which is where it gets its name. The house is orange, and not just for aesthetic value. In fact, its striking color comes from a Japanese technique known as yakisugi. The technique involves applying orangish cedar to the exterior of your home, making it resistant to fire, pests, rot, and extreme weather conditions. As an added bonus, yakisugi also gives your home an added layer of natural insulation. The roof of the tiny orange house is coated with Vagabond's signature metallic acrylic finish, giving it an extremely reflective shine. This also protects the interior from radiant heat and damaging sun rays. Number 6. The Disaster House. Up next is a tiny home so small it rivals the previous tiny orange house. Designed by Greg Fleischman, the Disaster House is a disaster-proof home made with slotted plywood, allowing the house to be assembled without the need for a single fastener. The materials used in this home's construction are also able to withstand a range of challenging conditions, including extreme compression, bending, and shear stress. Basically, the Disaster House is as close to an indestructible building as we have at the moment. Of course, sheer strength is not enough. Fleischman understood that the house needed to be flexible as well, which is why he designed it to be able to include several types of natural disasters. This includes high-magnitude earthquakes. Finally, the Disaster House receives further stabilization through a lower structural floor, which is set on 4 pier points. Each of these measures results in an all-round durable home that can withstand, well, anything. Number 5. The Tsunami House. Who said that disaster-proof houses didn't have to be aesthetically pleasing? The designers of the Tsunami House wanted to create a nature-proof home that was easy on the eye, and that's exactly what they did. This waterfront property comes equipped with several safety features that allow it to withstand all kinds of natural disasters, including tsunamis. Design's Northwest architect are the minds behind this daring residency, and they decided to place it in the high-velocity flood zone on Kamano Island. The building boasts dimensions of just 30 feet by 30 feet, while the main floor is 887 square feet and sits 5 feet above the foundations. The lower 5-foot-tall space boasts walls that can break away during heavy storms, leaving the house to stand on its pilings. These legs can stand against even the fastest tsunami waves without budging, allowing the home's residents to sit safely in their rooms. What's more, the home is made from durable, low-maintenance outer cladding of concrete and steel. The interior allows for a cozy living situation, offering an ambiance created from red cedar. Seems like the perfect place to live, doesn't it? Number 4. The Pyramid Home. Love watching storms brew and burst in the distance? Do you prefer seeing and smelling the rain rather than hiding from it? Then you'll love Juan Carlos Ramos's Pyramid Home. It's the perfect little dwelling for anyone who loves to experience the full majesty of Mother Nature's storms, while still staying safe, protected and warm. The Pyramid Home breaks the barrier between the natural world and its inhabitants by substituting one of the building's full walls with a massive window. On clear days, the sun's rays are free to stream inside, warming the home from the inside. When the storms come, you'll get a full view of the rain and thunder. It's the best of both worlds, really. Ramos also included smaller windows strategically placed around the rest of the house, allowing for more views of the outdoors from the safety of the pyramid home's interior. Number 3. The Bolton Eco Home, Northwest England. While this home hasn't been built just yet, it's still a blueprint for the homes of the future, designed to produce more energy than it would use. London-based Make Architects are behind the Bolton Eco Homes design. They're a group that places heavy emphasis on optimizing energy and minimizing environmental impacts, and their Eco Home proves this. The Bolton Eco Home was designed as a 4-bedroomed, 1-story home built into the side of a hill. Plants and grass cover the roof to complete the illusion of the home blending into its surroundings, while the earth-sheltered design minimizes the impact on the surrounding moorland. This home is a powerhouse in every sense of the word. Other than being incredibly innovative and eco-friendly in its design, the Bolton Eco Home actually generates its own power through a ground heat pump, solar panels, and a wind turbine. These elements allow the house to produce more power than its inhabitants would use. Cool, isn't it? Number 2. Sub-biosphere. While most future thinkers look to Mars or the Moon as the next habitable space for humanity, conceptual designer Phil Pawley looks beneath the surface of the ocean with his biosphere project. This structure, which is 60 stories tall, is designed to be entirely self-sufficient, including built-in systems that will manage electricity, water, food, and air. The centermost dome monitors life support operations. Other living beings, that is, humans, animals, and plants, would live and interact in the surrounding 8 domes. But what makes the sub-biosphere disaster-proof? Well, for starters, it's underwater. That already rules out the possibility of the structure being destroyed by floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, fires, earthquakes, and more. And with strong enough support beams anchoring the biosphere to the ocean floor, it wouldn't be swept away by strong currents or tsunamis. Perhaps the only downside to living here is that you'd be at the very bottom of the ocean, which sounds a little scary. Would you live here? Number 1. Tree in the house. And finally, at our number 1 spot is the tree in the house, a design concept by A. Massow Design Studio that twists the traditional boundaries of architecture and home design. Rather than constructing walls to keep nature out, the design embraces the natural beauty of its location by making nature the focal point of the home. The tree in the house is set in the mountains of Almaty, Kazakhstan, where rainfall during the spring and winter bring plenty of nutrients for the region's sweeping fir tree forests. Almasov Aybek, the home's designer, says that the idea of building a house around one of these towering trees is meant to bring more fusion with nature. That's the end of the video, folks. If you're a regular watcher, you know what that means, and if you aren't, well, we'll tell you. It's time for a fun fact. Did you know that architecture was once an Olympic sport? During the first 40 years of the modern Olympics, 151 medals were awarded for painting, music, literature, sculpture, and architecture. Baron Pierre de Coubertin, who founded the International Olympic Committee and revived the modern games we know today, considered art an essential aspect of the competition. However, there was one caveat. Each submission had to be sports-related in some way. Which of these disaster-proof homes would you live in? Let us know in the comments section. If you liked the video, do us a favor and hit the thumbs up button down below. And consider subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world. And to never miss another one of our uploads, hit the bell icon down below. See you next time.